What's up, guys? Welcome to Ali's World of Finance. In this quick video, we're talking about AMD dropping. AMD stock dropped, and what's funny is that I just made a video on Sunday, so about 2 days ago. Today's Tuesday, and I made a video talking about the two stocks that I'm invested in the most in May 2017. So the two stocks that I'm invested in the most right now, and those two stocks are Nintendo and AMD. And obviously AMD dropped. Nintendo is still doing great, and that's my main money maker right there. That's the cash, that's my cash cow that's going to be bringing in a lot of money. But AMD dropped a lot. And basically, at the time that I made that video, AMD stock was at around $13 or so. And then today, the last time I checked today, it was at around $10.40, something like that. So dropped a very, very large amount. Now, okay, before I get started, let me just say this. So I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money. I'm not telling you to invest in AMD or anything like that. I never was. And in that video, I was just explaining why I'm invested in AMD and just giving the reasons why I'm invested in it. But so this is basically what happened. So here's what happened. On Sunday, I made that video. The next day, on Monday, the stock market closed, and during extended hours trading, AMD released their earnings call. And in their earnings call, investors invested in AMD, they were very unhappy with the call, and they panicked and they sold, and the stock just took a nosedive. So why did that happen? Why did they do that? So here's what happened. In the earnings call, AMD basically said, that they met, all their expectations. They basically met all the expectations from analysts, which is good. But they didn't really surpass those expectations. They didn't do a lot better than those expectations. And AMD stock has been up so much lately that everybody was kind of expecting AMD to do even better than analyst expectations, which to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because if you're going to set expectations, then that's what you should expect, not that you should set expectations and then expect more than those expectations. That doesn't really make sense. So but that's just how the stock market works sometimes. That's what happens. People invest in things. Investors invest in a stock, and they think that they're going to beat analyst numbers, that they're going to have much higher numbers. And if they do, stock continues to go up. If they don't, sometimes people panic and they sell the stock and it goes down. So AMD met the expectations. However, their guidance for quarter two, this is a big one. So their guidance for quarter two for their revenue was only 12% year over year. So what does that mean? So basically AMD thinks that in the next quarter, so this was quarter one, AMD thinks that for quarter two of 2017, that they're going to have a 12% revenue increase year over year over quarter two of 2016. Okay, so which is I don't know. I mean, I think that's good, but expectations were that that was going to be a much higher number. So they thought that investors were expecting a much higher percentage than that. And they weren't really sure why that was, why it was so low. And then when AMD tried to answer that, they kind of avoided it, and it just didn't really look that good in the conference call. So stocks just took a nosedive, and it just kept going down, and people panicked, and because people saw that the stock was going down, so they panicked, and then they sold, and then it just snowballs. People just panic and they sell, and it snowballs. And I'm not saying that it's bad if you sold it. If you sold your AMD stock, that's totally fine. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just saying that that's what happens. It snowballs, and stock goes down. Okay, so what did I do about this? So I actually bought more AMD stock. I know I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have done it, but I still have the same beliefs of AMD that I had before. This didn't really change anything. They met the expectations that I had. I was expecting what analysts were expecting. They met those expectations. I think that they still have so much room to grow. This is only quarter one. They barely started releasing their new products. They need time to transition, and that's basically what they said in the earnings call, is that they said that they need time to transition, and I completely understand. I mean, that it makes sense to me, in my opinion. Ryzen, their CPU line, their new CPU line that is getting great reviews and it's selling really well. Well, they released Ryzen 7, then Ryzen 5, and they haven't even released Ryzen 3 yet. So when they release that, that's going to help a lot as well. And they haven't even released their mobile chips also that they're working on. So there's a lot of stuff coming in the mobile market as well. And so that's going to really help a lot. Now, they're also going into the server market. So in the server, in the computer, in the computer market, the server market is really like the only area that's growing. Okay, PC sales are down, but that market is expanding, it's growing. So they need to get in on that market. Well, this is something that is really great about this. AMD has no presence in that market. So they have so much room to grow. I mean, they literally, I think I read that they have like 1% of that market. So they have so much room to grow in a growing market. I mean, so they could have so much growth, which should skyrocket the stock, in my opinion. Now, they used to have 25% of that market. And when they had around 25%, their stock was at around $40. So you can do the math. I mean, right now the stock is at around $10. Their stock used to be $40 when they had 25%. We're talking billions and billions of dollars in revenue if they can just steal some of the market from Intel, because Intel dominates that market. And their first server CPU is it's like codename Naples, I think. And from what I've heard, they're gonna release it in Q2. So it should be released anytime soon now. And that's gonna really help Q2 as well. And they also have a GPU line that is coming out. The main one that I've heard of is codenamed Vega, and that's supposed to boost sales a lot as well. So they have so many things, so many new products that they're releasing this year that should just get them so much of the market back, and they should just grow a lot. So I don't know why everybody panicked. I understand. I understand why they panicked. The stock had gone up a lot recently, so expectations were really high. So I understand. But I'm still invested in AMD. I still am. It might be a bad decision, but that's the stock market, guys. Sometimes stock goes up and sometimes stock goes down. And I would just say this, something that I never do, I don't invest in stocks with money that I need. Because if I need that money, if I needed the money that I invested in AMD and that stock dropped right now and I need that money, I have to sell it at a loss. I need to take a loss. I need to take a hit on that stock. Whereas if I don't need that money, I can leave it there, wait for these products to come out, and I think that the stock is going to go back up, and then I can sell it at a profit. So that's something to think about. All I'm saying, this is all just my opinion, but I'm just saying, think about these things and try to make the smartest decisions and try to have enough good decisions to outweigh your bad decisions. For example, AMD is down, but my Nintendo stock is up, and it's up much more than AMD, and I have much more money in Nintendo. So just try to outweigh your bad decisions with your good decisions, and I think that should help. But anyway, this is all just my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Take care.